Hi guys, it's Aegis here. So today I'm here with a Bruce deck profile. Set 2 is actually releasing in English. I saw some cards already, and I think the actual release date is the week that I post this video. So I'm just trying to speed up my deck profile so that all my Set 2 deck profiles can come up through time. I still have a few coming up, and also some nations that I don't play are probably still going to do some deck profile with them. I don't have the cards, but I will use other methods to do it. But let's talk about Bruce. So Bruce in set 1 is okay-ish. I think still a lot of people bring the deck in because you do have some kind of way to defend yourself. You don't need to go too fast. But once you get into final rush states, you can do a lot of stuff a lot quicker. You can bash your opponents out a lot faster, and you can start controlling the field. But then you still have a gap between your first great free run until you get to final rush. That's the gap. With set 2 release, I think the gap is still there, but then there's a lot of things that's being fixed. Gap is one thing. The other thing is if your Bruce is not getting persona right, then a lot of attacks will become very weak, because even your Vanguard attack is only 13k. Without the Gear Colossus, Marjorie can kind of hit 23k, and then your Aiden can hit 15k, and you need to have a boost to make 23. But once your opponents get a defensive trigger, then that's easy to guard. So let's look at what we have in set 2 and how I decided to use some of the cards. So right deck, still using the original Bruce right line. So Matt, Steve, Richard, and Steve, and Bruce. Sorry about that. So it's great, this right line, but then that's something that we need to change our mind a little bit more, because we do see prisoner a lot more. Dragon Empire is still a thing. So when you write your Steve on top of Matt, you will pull the Matt out, and then normally what we do is expecting when we write Richard, we can put the Matt into the soul to draw yourself an extra card. But now do kind of expecting that it's not going to happen. Of course that happens, great, but why I'm saying this is, unless you play actually quite a few more regards, Prison can now actually, they can still do it like early game, but now they are going more aggressively to prison your mats when they go into grade 2. So unless you are going first, then that is another story that you usually can get your mat in. But if you're going second, your mat is likely going to the prison. Right. And also, we are facing Dragon Empire. They do have the dragon that I love a lot, that can pull your Bagoriga to empty front row circle, so they can hit it. And they also still have their Farina to basically just retire it. So there's a lot of things that preventing a unit existing on the field. So what you need to do is, one, change your mind that that's not always going to happen, and two, if you do have some extra great ones in hand, and you do think your opponent is not going to get rid of all your regards, like say more than 2. If they can only move 1, then sure, play one out. If you know they can retire or remove your regards for like 2 or more copies, then just don't worry about it. Just let them go. Just run into your Richard and just stay there. Don't expect the draw too much, but if the draw comes in, great. That's what I have been playtesting for weeks. Sometimes I get a draw, sometimes I do not, but that's not going to change how we play the game that much. Of course, one extra draw is always great, but don't kind of expect that always come in, and just don't get frustrated if you can't get a draw. So back to the main deck. 3 more brews. Nothing much more to say. We just want the person right, and we do need more souls to use Bruce's final rush skill to withstand our regards. So that's it. And then Marjorie, still very strong card, just saves your day because she can simply go to 23k. She can get you 2 souls. As long as you're willing to put 1 regard from your field to the soul, you also get to draw 1. So still very good card, and kind of help you make an empty circle so that you can use other cards to build up your advantage. And without any personal right, can still hit 23k is very big. And next is the new card, which is our normal order, Hell Blast Full Dive. So this card, I find it so important in Bruce. Maybe some people don't agree, but in here, this card basically is an other personal right, kind of. So what it does is you can counterblast 1 to play this order. First you draw 1, so you play this out, you draw 1 back, and then you call 1 from your hand. So you do have some options, or even if you don't have a hand, you play this card, you can still at least get a unit up. And then if you are in Final Rush, during the turn, your final unit will get 10k plus. What we need to take care about is this 10k is not a permanent skill, so it will only be applied to the units that are ready on your field when you use this order. Of course, including the one that you call. So, say if you have a Bruce here, and then you have 1 Marjorie here, you use the order, you play another one, all get 10. But if you have nothing, you use the order here, plus 10, you're playing another one, this will not get a 10k. That's something you need to knock off, because some kind of wordings is not it's a little bit weird nowadays, that when they say for the turn, then you will think like, oh, it will stay, but it's just that it happens, and it's only giving to the units that are ready on the field. So you just go through the text. Once it's done, it's done. But this really helps you to become a kind of a personalized state. So at least your Bruce can now hit 23k, your Marjorie can hit 33k, and then with boost you can simply go to 40 something. That basically just fix the problem that Bruce have if you can't personalize. So, and also you can choose not to personalize plus this. You can okay, when I feel I don't need that much power, I can just use one of them and then use the other one the next turn. So you can keep the momentum going with a good power, and even if you don't have a lot of units on the field, which you probably won't, you're still going to have a lot of units on the field. Things will still be going on your favor. Okay. Entering grade 2 first, we have a new card, Leonard. So Leonard is also another key to the deck. If you are going to play Bruce, get 4. Just don't think and get 4. This card is just that good. And like case and boxing, we only pull like 4 copies of it. So that's why you can see in Japan there's a lot of Leonard that is sold out. So if you are looking for Leonard, better act now. Whenever you can, or if you already get your nation set, then great. So what he does, if you are in final rush states, this card gets 5k, so it's like Aiden, you simply just get to hit something, and when this unit attacks as a regard, you can actually attack the whole line. So that's really important, because that's also linked to the next skill, is when this unit attack hits, soul charge 1, and if your Vanguard is Bruce, choose up to 1 card from your soul and call to empty regard circle. So you can actually create extra booster, you can create extra attacker if your front row is empty. There's a lot of things that you can do, and you also get to get rid of your opponent's units, because you just when you attack the whole line, it can be the left or right rearguard line, so you can just clean them all. You can hit the Vanguard and just hit the guy at the back. As long as one of them hit, you can use the skill to soul charge and call something out. But do note that the prison side, they do have a grade 2 that prevent your grade 2 or lower unit attack to hit, so I think that card can basically stop both attacks, because you are in the battle attacking both units. Of course they need to guard differently, but if those things say you won't get hit for the battle, probably protecting all. So that's something you need to take note of. But normally you're going to withstand with Bruce anyway, because you need to be on final rush stage to use this skill, so you will probably hit something. And extra soul charge always help because you do need 5 for Bruce. So this card is just that strong. And 3 more Aidens. So far I still think Aiden is a good card because you get the retire power. Also a simple 15k attacker in final rush states without any cost. That's already great. So but his importance is not as much as Leonard, so if you are going to choose to drop one of those for, like, saying to ride from a ride deck, or if you need to put something to the prison or something, then probably Aiden is a better choice, because you do want to keep having Leonard on the field. 1 is enough, but 2 will be great, or even if you do one of each, that's fine as well. But the most ideal situation is you have 1 Marjorie and you have 1 Leonard, so that you can use this to soul charge the unit that you don't want, and use this to hit and pull something out so you can have the boost again. And both of them are hitting great numbers with full dive. Then probably can win your games, right? And enter great ones. First, Acrobat Presenter, still a good card. You still need the fast soul charging way. This card basically just soul charge you 2, so that's nothing too much to say. Cutting to 3 because I do want rooms for something else, but if you want to go forward, I can also tell you how you can do that. And then this Protobop Dragon is still a good card, help you to pick something up from soul as long as you attack boost, and if you're in final rush states, kind of last one, put 1 unit regard into soul, and from soul add 1 to hand. So you can constantly keep your personal right going, grab with some shield, whatever that helps, or even grab the order because you can add 1 card. Also, there's a little attack that you can do with Leonard that you boost, put 1 regard in the front row into the soul, and then add 1 to your hand, and then because the Leonard hit 2 units at the same time, and if one of them hit, then you soul charge another one, and you call something out to the empty front row circle. So you can kind of do a little bit multiple attacks if you want to, but most of the time I just keep these 2 on the field, so that didn't happen at all. But it's still good to have this tag that if you do need a little bit of more little swings, you can do that. And Protobop is always helping you to grab something up, so still great, but don't need too much. And then another key to the deck is the Surveillance Gear Doba. So this card is just so simple. Is when this unit boosts attack battle ends, if you're in final rush states, put this unit into the soul, select one of your unit, can be Vanguard, to plus 10k. So if your opponent hit a defensive trigger, you just put this in and the problem solved. You can still hit. And this unit fill in your soul, and you can choose, of course. So if you do have too much soul, you can leave that there, but if you want an extra attack push, you can put it in and pump your units out, and then with your Leonard, you can still call something out. Like even if you put one in plus 10k, attack kit, soul charge, put it back up. You can still do that. That's probably what I'll need to say. And even if this card, like facing a prison build, Sarah Snow, Seraphite, that they prison this card and trying to use the grade 2 to minus to 5, you can still call it out as a 3k booster, 3k attack boost, then put in soul, give another unit 10k, kind of solve the problem. So very nice. And then one Mabel, I do see people don't run her, or some people run 2 or 3 copies of her, but I'm just only running 1. So her skill is when this unit boosting the Vanguard, if you're in final rush states, counter blast 1, select one of the Vanguard. During the turn, you get triple drive. So you can actually do 3 drive checks, which can sometimes help you change games, because 1 counter blast for 1 extra card in hand. So really helpful. And this card is not like after you do that it will get in soul, it will get retired, she stays there. So if the next turn you still have any empty counter blast that you can use, you can also get the drive checks again, which is kind of like Bastion getting extra drive, but in a different way. Of course, Bastion side, they have extra drive so that they can easier to stand the stuff. But then if you have more drive checks, you have more cards in hand, you can survive a little bit longer. And once you survive a little bit longer and you keep doing your final rush stuff, you can still win. And then we have 4 PGs, so nothing too much to say there. PGs, just that we use the booster one because it's better. Then entering triggers, first the Dark State Solar trigger. I do see people run the elemental triggers, the generic one, because they do want 2 of the 100 million to apply to rear guards, since you withstand 2, so they can be threatening. But the extra 10k and crit is still very tempting to me, so I'm still using this card. Of course, if you want to use the other one, feel free to do that. And next, 8 more crits. So you can see it's a crit based, 3 draws, and 4 heals. So you see I don't run any front triggers there. Of course you can. If you really want to use front triggers, you can kind of cut in some of the crits. Maybe you can cut a little bit on draws as well, if depending on what you like. Say you can actually cut like 1 draw 2 crit for 3 of the new fronts, or you can cut all the draws for the new fronts. It's up to you. But so far, this lineup is working pretty well, and I do need a little bit of draw power there. And this 5k shield, since it's 5k shield, I can simply just put this card in with my Marjorie skill without worrying too much, and I can simply just ditch it for right deck, so I'm using draw. But triggers is always a personal preference, so if you want to use other triggers, feel free to use that. Yeah, so that's basically the deck lineup, and let's look into a little bit things that you can do with this build. So let's look at what we can do with this deck. Usually if things go well, you should have like 4 souls, because you write 1, soul charge 1, write 1, put 1 back in, and then just go to there. So you're 1 short. And what you can do here, if this is your first grade 3 right turn, probably, depending on your matchups of course, if you're playing against like prison, don't play anything so that they can't simply prison your stuff. They might trying to prison from your hand, prison from your drop, but that won't affect you too much, because if you don't play too much cards to guard, they don't have so much resources to keep prisoning your stuff. and then you just swing, and then when you get into your final rush turn, that's where we start. Of course, if you do have another one, great, but say if you don't. But you have your Leonard, you have your Marjorie, and then you probably have a one of the presenter, and then just one whatever random stuff, probably a card that you get present, or say just this. Then you can start playing your stuff. Now, if you really don't have a person right, then probably save one of your firmware units and use your order, call that an N+10, so that you kind of being a personalized state, and you also get a draw. So now what you miss is basically one soul, and this soul charge to 2, this soul charge to 1, this soul charge to 2, this soul charge to 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 souls into your 4 souls. So you, with this formation, you already get 5 souls to soul blast for this turn, and already prepared the other 5 souls to use for next turn. Right? So say you first attack with this soul charge 2, and then you can call this out, or if you actually get yourself a Mabel into the soul with this skill or this skill. So just say it like this, you like this soul charge 2, right, whatever that is, and then this attack is soul charge 1, and if you really got a Mabel, then you can call this out, and now you get free drives also, and then use your Marjorie to attack, depending if you want to boost. Then you can also do that to draw yourself one and soul charge another one, right? And then this attack, counter blast 1, and then soul blast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Withstand 2, and of course when this boost ends, you can also put this in your soul, and say plus this 10k, and then you do your triple drive, and then this attack, depending on if you are killing opponents. If you aren't there, you can clean the board, and then say soul charge another one. Then you can pull this out, you can pull this out, depending on what you need. Say you pull this out, and then you attack again, and then you soul charge 2 again. So it's so easy to free up your souls, and you don't need to do too much stuff until you actually get into final rush states. Also, since we don't run Brody right now, we still kind of have the defensive power because we don't play too much units, and you can simply just use your boost to keep attacking your opponent's regards on your first grave return, so that they don't have extra counter blast to use, and they can't do much actions to you unless you're facing decks like Magnolia that will keep trying to get something from your hand, like bit by bit, or you're facing Bastion, you're facing a Sorger that's going to use a massive high attack to forcing you to drop some cards. But if you manage your damage well, you probably can keep yourself survive for a turn, and once you get into Final Rush, the other turn, you can simply do a personal ride, you can use your order to pump, or you can use both, because if you use both and use the same formation that we just have, if you do all of these, your Vanguard is 33k, and you can pump 10 if you want to. This is 10, it's 13, 23, 33, 43, and then 51. That's already big, right? And this is 15, 25, 35, 43. So this can be done on your second brief return. All attacks are 33k plus, and it's kind of like Solgar, but you do have 5 attacks. So, and you get your board wipe, you get your draw, and if you use Mabel as well, you draw 1 card, you get 3 drives. That's a lot of things already. And if you do have your Protobulb, you can also pick something up. So just by using these, you get like 4 or 5 cards in hand easily and survive next turn. And then if your front row unit is still there, what you need to do is just play 1 to 2 more cards and just keep doing the same thing again and again. So this deck is quite easy to pilot and is way stronger than before because of Leonard, because of Marjorie is still here, because of the order. These 3 cards, just your saver, and these are really good add-ons to the deck. Of course, this one is great, Mabel is also great, but these 2 really changes how the deck plays. In the past, when I don't have Person Right, I'm like stuck there, but now I do have options. I can simply pump my front row, extra 10k, and those are taking a lot of hands from opponents. So I'm very happy with this build. Recommend you to try it out, find out your best ratio on triggers, and I think the main content you can just keep it like that. But if you do want to run more acrobats and don't trust Mabel, you can do that. That's fine. But the rest I think is quite solid. Yeah. So that's it for this deck profile. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Signing off.